Let's go now on the live line up to Phoenix to the state capitol and the state's second highest elected official, the Secretary of State of Arizona, Michele Reagan. Michele, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's good to hear your voice.
How did the holiday go for you? How was Christmas?
Oh, it was awesome. My brother has little kids, so there's nothing more exciting than Christmas with little kids because they get so into it. So a lot more fun than in our household where everyone's older. The kids are gone.
Yeah, the kids are gone. What is this See the Money partnership that's being rolled out?
Well, See the Money is a computer program that we designed at the Secretary of State's office to allow people to very simply go to a website, seethemoney.com, and you can pull up candidates, PACs, initiatives, anything you want, and see the money that these people are spending and where they're getting it from. So it's very interactive. You can make lots of graphs. And what we're hoping, it's in beta right now, so we put it out there so people could play with it, try to break it, let us know what they like, what they don't like. And then it will be expanding to include cities and counties. So, for example, Pima County or the city of Tucson can opt in to use our system if they want. We're going to be giving it to anybody who wants it for free because the idea is when you click on a lobbyist, it does you no good to see, it gives you a little bit of good to see if they're contributing to the legislature. If you can't also see, are they contributing to city council members? Are they contributing to your county sirs? Right now, all of those records are in all different places around the state.
So will this tell how much an individual donates?
Absolutely.
Wow.
So I could type your name in and see if you've given to different campaigns, and if so, how much. And maybe you've given to a PAC instead of a candidate. Maybe you've given to a independent expenditure. Or if you were the candidate, we could see who you're getting your money from. So, the state has a system right now, and it's a nice system. It's better than some states have, but it's really a one-way kind of search. You can only search kind of if you really know what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. This is a lot more interactive, and then the biggie is that it allows the integration of cities and counties and towns. So the system we have now could never handle something like that. So, we'd be the first in the state to get everyone all on the same system.
Well, we had the former Arizona Attorney General Terry Goddard on the show a couple of weeks ago talking about an initiative that he is backing that would say where the money comes from, the so-called dark money. So how is this what you're doing with this on the web, this See the Money partnership? How is it different than what Terry's talking about?
Well, actually, they're very different, and they can work in conjunction with each other. So they're complementary, and they also, whether his initiative passes or fails, See the Money will still be able to continue. So what Terry is doing is, if you were to run across, most groups and most PACs report every nickel, but there are those groups that shield the donors, and those are what are called the dark money groups. So there are a few of them. If you are in Arizona, the majority of groups aren't dark money groups. Many people don't understand that, but there are a few here. And if you See the Money, if you come across one of those and you pull it up, we can't give you the people that have contributed money to it because we don't know who they are because these groups don't report. Instead, what we do on our system is we pull their IRS 990s and put that right on the user screen because that gives you a little indication, not all the information, but a little more than you would normally have. So, again, that's never been done anywhere, so we're really proud of that feature. What Terry Goddard is trying to do is pass an initiative that would have these groups have to say who their donors are. And if he's able to get that passed, that's just, more information for our program. So our program is anything that's public information, we're going to put it right there on the user screen. And it's mobile friendly too, so right there on your cell phone if you pull it up.
Is it now active on the web?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've been beta testing it now for since Halloween, actually. So for about 6 weeks, and like I said, we've been getting some great suggestions from people of things that they like, things they don't like, things they wish were easier, things that they wish that it could also do, which we love to hear because we know we're going to be constantly adding to this program. So, it's got the capability to do things that the current law doesn't even let us do right now. So it's pretty neat. There's nothing else like it out there. And, input from people jumping on the site is what's going to make it even better. So
now you say there's nothing else like it out there. Are you saying in other states they don't have this?
Right. No other state has a system that aggregates all of the information from all the different jurisdictions. So what I mean is your county supervisors, they have to file their financials, their campaign information, the money they collect from people, the money that they spend on campaigns. They file that, but they file it in Pima County. Same thing with City Council, but they're filing with the City of Tucson. City of Scottsdale is filing in the City of Scottsdale. And then statewide officers in the legislature are filing with the Secretary of State. What See the Money does is it's an open portal, which means that, and it will take time to get everybody signed up because we've got 91 cities and 15 counties. But in theory, if everyone is using the same system, only then are you going to get a complete picture of what's really happening with campaign money. So that's the part nobody's done before, is built something that includes all jurisdictions.
790-2040. If anyone has a question for Secretary of State Michele Reagan, she would be happy to entertain the question. We did have a couple of questions, Madam Secretary, on our Buckmaster Facebook
you just
page.
Like saying that, don't you?
I do. I really like saying it. I can't really say Madam Lieutenant Governor because we don't have a Lieutenant Governor.
Right, it doesn't sound as good.
However, we don't have a lieutenant governor, but you are very active in a group of lieutenant governors from around the country.
I am. I'm actually on the board. So, we don't have a lieutenant governor, so I am your de facto lieutenant governor.
There you go.
And then I also sit on the board of the National Lieutenant Governor Association.
There you go. So we've had some questions, people wondering if by chance U.S. Senator McCain decides to resign. How does it work? Does the governor then make an appointment? Could you go over that a little bit?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The rules for when just a little tidbit, the rules for when a senator resigns versus when a congressman in the House of Representatives resigns is completely different, which I find fascinating. So in the case of a Senate resignation, U.S. Senate, the governor appoints, and he would appoint somebody from the same party as the sitting senator. Mm-hmm. And that person who is appointed would only be serving until the opportunity for the next general election. And then, if there is an election, when there is an election for that opening, for the vacancy, then that election is only for the time period that would be Senator McCain's term. So it's got some really interesting twists and turns there, and we kind of don't. I understand that people have questions about it. We're happy to answer them. We kind of don't like talking about it just because it's a sad subject and something I hope we can put off for as long as possible.
Yeah. Well, there was speculation on my Facebook page that the governor could appoint himself.
Well, the governor has the ability to appoint whoever he wants, and that would be including himself. He is publicly, and I'm not speaking for him, I'm just saying what he's publicly said, is that he's not interested in appointing himself. That's from his some interviews I've seen him do. So that is currently allowed in the law, and I just don't know that he'd actually go there.
Okay. And now with a congressional seat open, that's a different picture, correct?
Yes. So the congressional seat that's open in CD8, which is the west side of the Phoenix area, that is the governor doesn't get to pick to replace Trent Franks. there's a special election, and that special election is coming up. In fact, the candidate filing deadline is January 10th, if you could believe that.
Wow. We're going to take our break.
I want you to think about that for a second. We'll go back to that.
We will. We're going to take our break right here, 12:16 exactly on the Buckmaster Show. The Madam Secretary of State has agreed to stick around for another segment, and we'll join her after we hear from the great group of people who sponsor this program. Please give a listen. Noble Hops is Tucson's original gastro pub, serving an impressive menu of craft beer and fine fare. Choose from more than 175 beers from around the world, plus wine in a full bar. Enjoy delicious soups, salads, burgers, sandwiches, hearty entrees, and more. Craft beer, fine fare, great service, and stunning views. Noble Hops, perfect for lunch, dinner, happy hour, late night, and any time in between. Open daily at La Cañada and Lambert Lane in Oro Valley.
Food for the hungry, help for struggling families, and support for the aging. Every day, Interfaith Community Services helps people in need achieve stable, healthy, and independent lives. Hi, I'm Daniel Stolzfus, CEO at ICS. You can help and get a dollar-for-dollar tax credit when you donate to ICS with the Arizona Charitable Tax Credit. Reduce your state taxes up to $800 for a couple or $400 for singles. To donate, go to icstucson.org or call 297-6049. Your help will bring hope and change lives.
This is Bill Buckmaster. One of my passions is travel, visiting over 100 countries in all 50 states. When I'm ready to take off, I fly from Tucson International Airport with 6 airlines flying nonstop to 19 destinations and easy one-stop connections. I can get virtually anywhere in the world. It's close by, convenient, with competitive airfares, and the best part is there's no long drive coming back home after a long trip. Check out flytucson.com, travel smart, and fly Tucson. It's the way to go. The Regional Transportation Authority funds projects helping make our transportation system safe, reliable, and efficient, and improve mobility leads to a better economy and new jobs through the increased flow of people, goods, and services. More efficient access gets us to where we want to go faster, and that means more time for family. Working together for a better future. More at rtamobility.com.
Did you know that you can check out complete digital editions of popular magazines with your Pima County Public Library card? From Arizona Highways to Yoga Journal and everything in between, the library is your source for entertainment. Visit library.pima.gov and browse the e-library to start checking out your favorite magazines today. That's library.pima.gov.
As a small business owner, I know the importance of a certified public accountant you can trust. That's why I recommend my CPA, Michael C. Flowers of Flowers, Rieger & Associates, proud sponsors of the Buckmaster Show. Located at 2919 East Broadway and on the web at flowersrieger.com, or follow the live link on buckmastershow.com. Cushman & Wakefield Picor is Tucson's leading independently owned full-service commercial real estate company. Founded in 1985, Cushman & Wakefield Picor offers leasing, sales, and property management for industrial, office, medical, retail, land, and investment properties in Tucson and Sonora, Mexico. Visit our website at picor.com for the latest news from Tucson's commercial real estate sector. That's picor.com. Call us at 748-7100.
The Southern Arizona News Examiner, reporting the stories missed by the mainstream media. Our sources bring you regional, national, and international news from a different perspective. Opinion from top national columnists. Plus, Eric Peters with auto reviews, Bob Garver on movies, a section on Western heritage, and sports coverage too. It's a cross-section of information found nowhere else. SOAZNewsX.com. Subscriptions are free at SOAZNewsX.com.
This is Bill Buckmaster. Coming up Friday, Congressman Raul Grijalva will join us. The Friday Roundtable features Arizona Daily Star editorial page editor Sarah Garrett-Gasson and Luigi Del Puerto, the editor of the Arizona Capital Times. Matt Russell as Weekend Watch. Buckmaster, noon to 1 on AM 1030 KVOI, Tucson's Voice. Welcome back. It is the Buckmaster Show as we resume our interview with the Secretary of State of Arizona, Michele Reagan. And I want to go to Greg, who has called us at 790-2040, and he has patiently been waiting. Go ahead, Greg.
Thanks, Bill. Michele, I have a question for you about one of the responsibilities that the Secretary of State has, which is regulating telemarketers. Is that correct?
Yes and no. We don't actually regulate them. We do keep lists of lots of different companies if they're required to file. So, for instance, sports agents, Arizona law says sports agents must file with the Secretary of State's office. But we don't actually have any regulatory abilities over them.
It might be the Attorney General's responsibility. But the reason for that subject is that so many folks across the country now are being duped by responses to Craigslist's ads. In fact, I was selling an air conditioner on Craigslist, and I got a response, and the party said, well, if I send you a cashier's check, you can go ahead and my shipper will pick it up. Would that be okay? And I said, well, no. I said, I'm a detective with the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and our fraud division is investigating. Now, none of that's true, but it kept them quiet. It sent them away because they're committing all of these fraudulent activities, which I guess would not be your responsibility, but maybe if and when you're a governor of the state, maybe we can examine that issue.
Well, one of the things that, hey, I heard that, Bill.
Okay. No, I'm just, yeah.
No, and actually what we can do is make sure that the information we have is current and up to date on the telemarketers that do register. And people can actually then, it's kind of their first step when they're trying to figure out some of these folks. Right. But again, the people who are doing the scams and the bad folks, the bad actors out there are probably not registering with us. So people can get the list of people of telemarketers who have registered through our office, and you can find that online.
Michele, I want to ask, of course, 2018, a lot of focus on the election coming up. You're going to be primaried, as they say. You've got, I don't know, how many opponents do you have now, 3 or 4 in the primary?
Well, I've had 3 or 4 people say that they want to run, and nobody's actually, right now, as of right now, there isn't anybody running, so a lot of people talking about it. But, you know, I'm of the mind that anybody who wants to be Secretary of State or treasurer or superintendent or whatever they'd like to be should run for it if that's something they're interested in. It's not something that I sit around and worry about every day who's gonna run against me. It seems to change on a weekly basis.
And those that have entertained the idea have said that you have not done a good job. Overall, what is the selling point that you want people to know about your term so far?
Oh, we have taken this office and done about 20 years of upgrades in 3 years. We are immensely proud of the work we've done. And that is in all of our divisions, whether it's elections division, archives, libraries, the address confidentiality program, business services. So, you know, doing wholesale changes like that and upgrading systems, some of them that ran on DOS, that takes risk. And I was willing to take that risk knowing everything's not going to go perfect the first time. But what we've done for the state is something that I'm excited for when somebody tries to say that to me on the campaign trail, that I haven't, that maybe something went wrong. Well, whenever I update my iPhone, usually there's little glitches too. They need to be worked out, and we've worked those out.
What about this exhibit that's open now for World War II, honoring our World War II veterans at the Capitol?
It's a great exhibit. What we've done is the Silver Service tea set that was on the USS Arizona and is now resides at our Capitol Museum. It hadn't been updated in years, and we wanted to make sure that it was, because it's absolutely stunning that we actually have this tea set. And when I say tea set, it's not little, it's huge. It takes an entire room.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it's magnificent.
Where did it come from?
It was back then. Those big ships all had very fancy silver sets that were made to represent the state, and that was what the captain of the ship used when he was entertaining.
Wow.
And this was removed off the ship before, so it could be polished and cleaned, thankfully, before Pearl Harbor.
Wow. And
so it didn't go down with the ship, and we've actually fought the Navy over keeping it.
Wow.
So, not us personally, but under Governor Symington. He had a showdown with the Navy who wanted it, thought it was theirs, and he said, no, it belongs to the people of Arizona, and it's still in the Capitol. It's massive, and we just think was a really nice tribute on Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day to unveil its new home.
And for those wondering, why am I asking the Secretary of State about the Capitol Museum? The Capitol Museum is in your portfolio.
It is. It falls under the Secretary of State's duties, as does things people haven't even thought about. I think I still learn something every day too. So, but the Capitol Museum has made some huge strides over the last couple of years, and in this, we had some real dusty exhibits that are all refreshed and updated, and it's free. And if people are in the Phoenix area, I think they'd be pretty blown away at what some of the stuff we have.
Where is it on the Capitol grounds?
It's in the old Capitol Museum, or it's in the old Capitol. So the old Capitol is actually museum. It's 5 floors under that the copper rotunda. Mm-hmm. So it's very easy to find. It sits right in between the House and the Senate, and it actually used to be where everybody was at one time: the House, the Senate, Supreme Court, Governor, Secretary of State.
And is there an online gift availability?
Well, thank you for asking. Everything about the Capitol Museum is online, including being able to buy the really cool things that we have at the Capitol Museum store, which, by the way, turned a profit this year.
Really?
Yes, because we upgraded all the things we were selling, and we sell it online now, and that's azcapitalgifts.com. And in fact, I think we sold out of the 2017 Capitol Christmas ornaments.
Very nice.
We've got so many success stories, Bill. I can't even begin to get into them all. We are just so tickled pink at what some of the stuff we've done the last 3 years.
All right. Well, you're very happy as we close out the year, I'm sure, on what has gone on in 2017 as you look forward to 2018. Michele Reagan, I very much appreciate the time. We'll look forward to talking to you in the new year.
You got it. Thank you so much, Bill.
Thanks a lot. Michele Reagan is the Secretary of State, as she called it, the de facto lieutenant governor of the state of Arizona.